Good, bright and beautiful Monday to everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day on this beautiful return to the work week here on the 12th of September 2016 with these gorgeous bright blue skies and a beautiful field of sunflowers here in northwestern Jersey. Absolutely beautiful stellar skies for this Monday. Gorgeous bright blue skies across the entire forecast region this morning. And the water vapor channel shows our sinking air. And under that sinking air is dry conditions, nary a cloud in the sky this morning, and absolutely nothing going on radar as well. Beautiful bright blue skies this morning. We had some temperatures this morning in the mid and upper 40s over the interior regions this morning. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, temperatures are recovering into the 50s and 60s. Dew point air is in the lower 50s, so the air is generally very, very dry. Very pleasant conditions across the region. Light northeasterly winds as well. We have no watches, warnings, or advisories either. Some very nice refreshing air this morning with temperatures in the low to the mid 40s over the interior valleys here in northwestern New Jersey, southeastern New York, and portions of southern New England here. And temperatures in the New York City metropolitan area bottoming out in the lower to mid 60s this morning. These were the low temperatures this morning. Just absolutely gorgeous. Most other areas in and around the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor were generally running in the 50s. Very pleasant. Beautiful flying weather today on the aviation weather deck. VFR conditions expected through the period. The only exception, some localized visibility restrictions late tonight around Reading and Millville. Outside of that, beautiful. Wind speeds generally less than 10 knots. Wind direction out of the northeast this morning, veering towards the east and southeast during the afternoon as high pressure moves over the region, and the winds shift as a result. Light and variable winds anticipated for tonight. Tuesday through Wednesday, VFR expected south winds on Tuesday morning, becoming more southwesterly on Wednesday. Wind speeds around 10 knots or less. A little bit of patchy fog or some low clouds possible late Tuesday into early Wednesday morning, but probably most regions remain clear. Wednesday night, mainly VFR conditions. A cold front crosses the region with scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm possible. Southwest winds will turn to the northwest behind the front, and winds will then be gusty out just ahead and behind the frontal passage with gusts up to 20 knots possible. Thursday and Friday, beautiful VFR conditions. Northerly winds at around 10 knots or less. It is just stellar outside this morning. Right now, currently at Newark, 68. Dew point, beautiful. 52. Humidity, 56%. The wind is northeast at 9. And we have VFR conditions in place with a few to scattered clouds across the region today. Philadelphia is up to 70 right now, dew point 48, humidity 46%. Gorgeous skies clear, visibility 10 miles, few scattered clouds around the region today, otherwise generally clear, VFR conditions in place. Into the tropics we go this morning as of 8 o'clock this morning. Disorganized shower activity in association with a disturbance near the central and northwestern Bahamas. Still no signs of closed circulation on satellite imagery as well, and conditions do not appear conducive for significant development of this disturbance while it moves to the west-northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Locally heavy rain possible over portions of central and northwestern Bahamas today, portions of Florida's peninsula on Tuesday. Chances of this becoming anything organized into a tropical storm or depression about 10%, but we'll be monitoring for the heavy rain in these regions here. Now this disturbance out here, visible satellite this morning, associated with low pressure about 800 miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, becoming better defined. This disturbance already producing winds to gale force, and if the current development trend continues, a tropical storm could form later today. The system is expected to move to the northwest and north-northwest at about 10 to 15 through the central Atlantic Ocean during the next few days. Additional information of high seas and high forecast by the National Weather Service is responding to a high chance of this developing, but staying away from the coast of the United States. And for those of you still on vacation, going to the beaches today in New Jersey and Delaware, beautiful. Sunny skies, mid-70s, northeast winds at around 10, surf at around 3 feet. Surf temperature still warm at 74, but it's cooled off considerably over the last couple of weeks with that churning of Hermine. UVI index is high, sunscreen is a must, and a moderate risk of rip currents. Of course, there's no lifeguards at many locations. A few places still have lifeguards through the 18th or so, but still you never want to swim near piers and jetties. You never want to swim alone, and always in view of lifeguards. No threat of lightning today. And for the New York beaches, rip current risk moderate again. Same story applies. Lightning risk, none. Surf height around 3, ultraviolet index is high, water temperature 74, sunshine. Surf max temperatures on the ground 76, and the water temperatures in the mid-70s right now. And light winds out of the northeast at around 10, becoming southeast during this afternoon. Pollen forecast for today and through the rest of the week will be on the medium side. It's basically grasses of ragweed right now, basically ragweed, and which is not grass, the weed. And of course, the mold spores are still high as well. And we'll go through the week now with your temperatures today in the upper 70s to lower 80s over the interior. Just a beautiful afternoon during today. Tomorrow we tick it up a little bit. Temperatures going to get into the low and mid 80s across the forecast region. The warmest day of the week is prior to a cold front, and that will be on Wednesday. Temperatures getting well into the 80s over the interior, mid 80s at the coast. And by the time we get to Thursday, that's where everything begins to cool off. Once again, we have temperatures back into the 70s. Yes, low to mid 70s on Thursday, and beautiful weather conditions in the mid to upper 70s on Friday leads into a beautiful weekend with southwesterly winds, a more high pressure building over the forecast region, temperatures recovering back to over 80 degrees. The normal highs this time of the year are now in the upper 70s, so we're going to be pretty much close to normal either side with the exception of Wednesday. And as we get into Sunday, beautiful southwesterly winds, dry conditions, and temperatures again in the upper 70s and low and mid 80s. Just beautiful. Forecasted charts through the week with the Weather Prediction Center monitoring all of this beautiful high pressure and control. No worries here today, tonight, tomorrow. Most of the week is dry. We wait for a frontal passage here, and that will come on Wednesday into a Thursday, Wednesday afternoon. And as we get into Wednesday, the front passes off the coast. More high pressure begins to build in across the region on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Just beautiful weather conditions throughout. A warming trend begins to develop on over the weekend as a warm front begins to develop to our south and west and begins pumping in warmer temperatures across the region under high pressure and beautiful skies. GFS forecast in motion, just nothing but high pressure here. We wait for a front to move into the region for basically later Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening into early Thursday. Most of the precipitation will be to our north and west. There could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but most regions will remain dry. The more high pressure begins to build in across the forecast region Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Beautiful weather conditions with temperatures in the 70s, chilly nights in the 40s and 50s before this begins to warm up again on the southwest side. Another frontal boundary approaching during the weekend with a warm front. Low pressure attendant to that over the Great Lakes. Most of the moisture stays to our west and south. There could be a few isolated showers around the region, particularly on Sunday morning as the warm front and then cold front come through. Most of the region should remain relatively benign. And then on Monday, more high pressure begins to build into the forecast region. And it's just gorgeous weather conditions with very little rainfall to impact the region over the next 7 to 10 days. And of course, you don't need me to tell you that most of the area is in a moderate, slight drought with normally dry conditions here from the beginning of the year right through September 10th. As of this date, where the weather, this graphic has been updated, we're approaching 5 to 6, almost 7 inches below normal for precipitation throughout the year. And of course, we've had a relatively dry summer outside of showers and thunderstorms. We need much more rain to break this deficit. You can see this here, and also parts of southern New England in a drought conditions right now. So get outside and enjoy this stellar weather while you can. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a spectacular Monday, and we'll see you bright and early on Tuesday morning.